Welcome, I'm Nid, Karma Guide and Spiritual Business Consultant. And each month I share a video around our work, our business, and how that can affect the way we perceive ourselves and our interactions and relationships in the world. This month we are looking at where we can get a little bit stuck. And one of those places that most people find resistance arises at the beginning of their business can be in the requirement to create a niche. So this really is looking from the business owner perspective. You're maybe a new wellness or spiritual business creator, and the way to find an audience is to develop your niche, but maybe you don't even really know what your niche is. You're still finding your way. And that's really normal. It's also really normal and healthy to recognize that you are far more gifted than just one little niche, and that you can do a multitude of amazing different things. And I really want to encourage you to recognize that you are a polymath, that you are a master of many things, and that there's no pigeonholing of you and what it is that you're here to share and inspire. However, if you really want to grab attention in a very busy, noisy world, you're going to need to be able to speak to specifics, specific issues or specific problems or a specific group of people, and ideally kind of all of that in one go. I know that this is a common place where we can all lose some of our prospective clients. You might have people who really love what you do and they become fans, but they don't really commit to purchase because it doesn't meet something that really resonates easily for them to move forwards with. Now, we're moving from a paradigm where everyone lives from fear, where we're going to be approaching a niche from a place of fear, where we need to increase the action speed through scarcity. These are common things that we're going to be told as part of our sales language. And there may be a place for introducing a faster way of someone making a decision to purchase, but that does not necessarily need to be through scarcity. It also means that touching on people's emotions, on what it is that they are struggling with, doesn't need to be prodding their pain points, as many people might say, but more finding where is it they're moving to, what is their inspiration. Now, this means that you need to know your audience, and that is going to be your first action, right? It's going to be discovering, talking to people, getting to know what it is that they're interested in, what they're struggling with, where they'd like to move to. Find out the kind of words that they use, what kind of results they're looking for, so that you can be really clear about that language and who it is that you're trying to talk to. And if you're finding that your current people aren't kind of what you're thinking of doing, then you're going to have to do an audience shift. I don't see many of my spiritual business clients coming to me not knowing who their audience are. Most of the time, their clients are really aligned with their business, and that is because often in a spiritual business, we're resonating and we understand the frequency, and so our people are already there, our tribe's around us. What we're not necessarily doing so well is the communication and the kind of call to action language clarity that we might need to help people with moving forwards in engaging with our services. often these are going to be their areas. Marketing and sales are going to be, I'd say, most likely the places I see a lot of clients struggling, but even more so is their own personal attitude towards marketing and sales. And so this is always where I begin with my clients, is looking at their own personal attitude around their marketing and sales. And in this is this resistance to have to niche and focus. So we begin with, what does your audience want? What do they often say to you? What's their feedback? Like, what do you have coming up in those conversations and those chats? Break them out into a couple of categories. Maybe give yourself like 3 different categories of client interest, client focus. Your clients might cross over. They might be the same age and gender and interests and hobbies, and that's fine. But there also could be different subsets. So then you've got the age and gender and hobbies and other interests. You're then going to have what they're saying their needs are, what they're looking for as a result. And then you might also have modalities that you offer if you're someone who is multidisciplinary, which is quite likely given the kind of people that I often work with. So you're going to want to make sure that the range of modalities that you're offering align clear messaging with the audience and then with the needs that they have said. And then you're going to break out. So maybe you've got 3 different niches now, and you're going to break out a different communication system for each of these 3 audiences. Now, this is how we niche. We focus a specific modality and a specific campaign to sell to that audience for that specific modality. We might have a different angle to sell the same modality to a slightly different audience, and we would run that at a different time. And this is a really great way to do what we call A/B testing. We start to see what works, what resonates with our audience, and which audience really grabs hold of what it is that you're saying. And what we're doing by breaking it out into these different categories, these 3 areas, and then putting them into kind of like their own individual columns and funnels, is that you're going to start to be able to really walk people kind of holding their hand to you, where you can really support them in the way that you are here to serve. And this is a great way of moving us from that stuck place where we feel like we're not bringing clients, where we feel like it's not just quite making that jump over, is because we sometimes have lost the clarity of curiosity, of asking our clients, of listening, and then breaking things out and designing them a little journey that's going to make it easy for them, walking them hand by hand held towards where it is that they really want to be with you. So those are your 3 action steps to move you from that inertia of hating to niche to utilizing niche in a way that is going to help your clients further and also help your business and you be the radiant person you're here to be. If you'd like to learn a little bit more, get the worksheet that goes with these 3 steps, but also has a little bit more of a fun, nuanced, energetic approach using the chakras, then please drop over to the Spiritual Business Portal, where you can access a little bit more detail on this topic and you can get some greater support.